Hello everyone. Tonight we are doing a request video for Gary at the train board. So he asked if I would show off some of my Williams Crown Edition stuff. So I went ahead and brought some of it down. This isn't all of it. I've got some underwhelming diesels that are included in this, but this is kind of the creme de la creme, so we'll go over these. All right, so the steam engines, every steam engine down here, every steam locomotive is brass. All right. Jerry Williams started doing brass locomotives in the early 80s. They weren't the best, but as he went along, he got much better with it. All the ones that are shown here are actually built in Korea by Sam Hongsa. Sam Hongsa is by far one of the best locomotive or model train builders in history. Okay, hands down. So we'll go through these guys a little bit here. Number one, of course, is the Niagara. This came out in 1990. This was the last brand new locomotive my father ever bought. The reason he wanted this so bad was he was a high railer pretty much his whole life. When this thing came out, he shit the proverbial brick, because when he was a kid, he rode the 20th Century Limited, and it was pulled by one of these. From what I remember, it was in 1947. He was going from Chicago to New York. They boarded the Century. Back then, the kids could ask to see the locomotive, kind of like kids could ask the stewardesses on the airplanes to go see the cockpit or whatever. When he walked up to the front of the train, this is what was pulling it. I guess it just stuck with him. This is by far, prototypically, this is by far my favorite steam locomotive ever made. The Niagara is such a badass compared to everything else. You can't beat these things. Their numbers started at 6,000, and that was to represent the fact that they made 6,000 horsepower. So like I said, 100% brass. This guy, the Camelback, and the Mikado all are from the 1990 Crown Edition catalog. The GS4 is from 1989. But as you can see, these things are, for the time, they're quite detailed. The PT tender there looks awesome. Real coal load. These have sooth smoke. All Williams steam locomotives did. Very nice. Very nice. Fun fact. I was talking with another YouTuber, and I made a comment on one of his videos. He did a video on, I think it came out in 2000 or maybe 2001, but MTH did a Niagara. And if you look in that MTH catalog, this Niagara is what is pictured in there. And the reason you can tell is the Williams, this is an S1B as delivered, okay? They had an S1A, they had an S2, this is an S1B. When they were first delivered, they had the single headlight, not the double headlight, and the New York Central crest was red. This is the version I like. Too cool. I've also recently had this, most people won't call it an upgrade, but I do. My friend Nicholas over there at Warden Entertainment found an original QSI QS1 big steam sound system, which is what this would have had from the factory optionally. Okay. We figured out in 1990, Williams went to QSI reversing units in their steam locomotives. Their diesels, I think we're still using the Sam Hongsa built ones, but The fancier stuff got the QSI because they wanted to be QSI compatible. The second engine here, obviously, is the GS4. In my opinion, this is the prettiest GS4 ever made. I like the glossy paint on it. Very nice. I found this recently. I have not owned this too long. I found this new in box, like I said, from 1989, and I paid $260 for this. It pays to be diligent and look for stuff, basically. These two big guys run awesome. They will pull your house down. 4 traction tires, huge motor with flywheel. They'll pull anything. They're awesome. Next one is O-Gauge's first 3-rail Camelback, and it is 100% scale. This, like I said, was also from the 1990 catalog. Very nice. These had figures. You got a operating coupler cut bar down here. Sorry, my scale coupler's losing a little paint there, but it's been a while. This guy also, I did not buy him brand new. I bought him probably in, probably around the turn of the century, so 2000. Hell of a deal. And when I got it home, I realized it had QSI sound in it. So it has QSI Smallstein. So pretty cool. A good detail on this. As you can see, you got a swinging brass bell back here. Brass whistle, your air tanks up there, pop-off valves, real cold load again. All of these have, well, with the exception of the UP here, they all have operating reverse lights. They have operating marker lights. This one is just a reverse light. The cab forwards, or the whatever, Camelback. The two big guys have rear marker lights and reverse lights. So, pretty cool stuff. But, yeah, this camera isn't going to do this brass stuff justice. These things are very nice. And they're all excellent runners. Excellent runners. These things run so good. Brass gets a bad rap, and it shouldn't. You know, this the older Weaver and older Williams stuff runs so nice. It really does. I will do a running session on these. Gary, I'll do a running session on all this stuff. And, I mean, like I said, it'll pull anything. It's just awesome. All right, so the most detailed of the three, and also if you look, like all of these things have treaded walkways. You know, it's etched brass, but still. These things are just, they're awesome. And then Niagara has such a presence. It's my favorite Niagara and O-Gauge. A lot of people won't agree with that, but you got to see one of these up close and you'll see what I mean. The slight gloss on the paint just makes this model. Just makes it. The most detailed, let me move this last thing here so we can actually get a side view of this. If you look here, all the piping and everything, there's your reversing and all your air pumps. Dynamo. The Mikados, in my opinion, were the most detailed. Look at your brass pop-offs. You got a brass whistle right there. These things are just awesome. See the air tank. Once again, like I said, come on, focus. You can see the treaded walkways, see-through steps, treaded down here. This one again, see-through pilot and cow catcher, your separate steps, and operating coupler cut bar there. But yeah, these things are just, they're awesome. And also they all have sprung drivers, meaning they have suspension. I don't know how easy that is to see. See them moving up and down there? And what that does is that just makes them look super stable no matter what kind of track work you have. Okay? Real cold load again on the UP. Nice model. Nice model. Oh, sorry. If anybody's wondering, our background today is a 1957 Corvette. So this car is almost done. I'll have this out of here in a couple weeks. But anyway, here's a piece of rolling stock from the Crown Edition line. This is a 21-inch passenger car. They actually measure just a little bit over 22, but they're cool. Aluminum, opening doors. This is obviously a combo car. I know it's got the silhouettes, but I don't care. These are put together like an old Lionel aluminum car. You can unscrew the vestibule here, pull that off, and pull the chassis out if you need to. Die-cast trucks and couplers. These are rated for 054, so if you got a small layout, don't use them. But yeah, this is the only set of these I have. They call them, I'll show you the box here in a minute. This is the Santa Fe Texas Chief. I've got a set of 6 of these. Very nice. I just like an aluminum passenger car. Sorry. I will admit my favorite passenger cars are the 18-inch MTH cars. 18-inch is just, well, my favorites are the 21-inch K-lines. 18-inch, and I've got a fairly sizable layout. 18-inchers just fit better. When I put all 6 of these together, it's half my layout. It's just a long train. All right, so let's go around to the other side here. This is the only Crown Edition diesel I thought that was worth kind of mentioning. This is a Baldwin Shark. One of 2 fantasy paint schemes I have. So I had mentioned, I don't know if my video, but I mentioned in the Train Boards live stream tonight, Williams actually did a version of this in brass. They weren't real good, they were early. But this one is an ABS shell with your typical, you know, die-cast pilot, die-cast trucks, die-cast fuel tank, dual vertical motors with flywheels. This thing is built like a friggin' tank. It's got a little electronic horn in it that sounds like a duck getting raped, but other than that, it's actually a pretty decent representation of a Baldwin Shark. I know it's not super detailed. The first really good detailed plastic one that came out was actually done by Weaver. But, you know, as you can see, it's sorry, I'm moving around here. It's not too bad. This was a set brake, actually. One of my local dealers broke this out of a set. It was supposed to come. I have the AA. I have the dummy, but it came with. I think DA Griffin did a video on it. DA Griffin Hobby. It was supposed to come with 4 18-inch Madison cars, but I kind of just wanted the locos, so like I said, my dealer did a set brake for me, so it's nice. It's nice. Well, anyway, let's walk over here, and I'll kind of show you what boxes this stuff came in, so you can kind of... So the steamers always had really nice boxes, so there you can see Crown Edition line. Gives you all your specs there. I'm not going to go too fast because I did a video on this. There's the Camelback. Obviously, the Camelback was more generic. It shows a Reading, and mine's a Jersey Central. But there are a few road names available in that. This is the box, the, what do you call it? The passenger car came in. Crown Edition line. These are original instructions for the Camelback, which I thought was kind of cool. Shows you how to take your body off, service your chassis, the whole 9 yards. What I stuck behind it is, this is where Williams kind of changed. This was late 90s, and this is when they stopped calling it Crown Edition line. If you ever see this color box, this is the era when Williams had some zinc pest issues, so keep in mind. If you see locos in these boxes, I've never seen one with zinc rot. and none of the steam engines ever had zinc rot. The zinc rot stuff came from China, not Korea. So, and even these things, which is kind of weird here. Check this out. Parts made in America, printed and assembled in China. Kind of interesting. All right, let's walk over to the workbench here where my last Crown Edition model is. We've seen this one before too. It is a Scale GG1. These were plastic. These have dual vertical motors with flywheels. GG1 fans will know the importance of that number in the web paint stripe scheme. So this guy actually has, so the Korean stuff over there, it has, QSI was an option on it. This has what Williams called True Sounds. True Sounds was done by OTT Machine Service, or OMS. So when you see like older Alco PAs or GP9s or anything like that that says sound, it has this sound system. Well, they, GG1 was different for, compared to the diesels or whatever. It has a little bit of crew dialogue and all that stuff. Oh, and if anybody's wondering, I've seen multiple people try to figure out what direction these things are supposed to run in because it's got an F on both sides. Your steam release for the passenger steam generator is always at the front. Okay, that's how you know what the front of the GG1 is. So the last thing I'm going to show you was something I wanted to do this with a paper magazine, but I couldn't find it. So we're going to do this digitally. So I'm going to let you go ahead and take a look at a small block Chevy header there while I pull this up. Give me 1 second. I had to bust out my tablet. So this is an old, I don't know how well this will show up. Let's see if I can get, oh, it's my light. Let's go over to my workbench here. All right, so there's an original ad for your Williams Crown Edition line. So there's your prices. This is the stuff, this is from 1990. This is stuff that came out in 1990. There's the Niagara, the Camelback, and the available road names. The Mikado, that's a 2-rail version pictured there. That's why it's black. You also could get the J and the cab forward. So, hold on here. I'm going to show you something kind of funny. These damn lights are everywhere. So this was a neat dealer. Real neat dealer. See, look at all the stuff he carried. This, that, and the other thing. Quality Craft, which you guys now know as Weaver. There were Weaver's 2 first O-scale diesels, plastic FA2s, and the RS3s. But here's what's funny. This dealer, you guys might know him. This is what Mike's Train House did before he started making trains. He was a big dealer. So, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of cool. But anyway, hopefully you like this little quick overview of Williams Crown Edition stuff. And like I said, we'll throw all these on the track here before too long and just have an all Williams running session. But anywho, hope you got something out of that. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.